Hello everybody, welcome back. SK Modified Fixed Series time from Thompson
Sorry,
Speedway.
11.
Got
The guy
a
behind me decided he wanted to run
decent
right into
field,
me.
I guess, for what time it is. We are
Yeah, it's all good.
car
It's
number
all good.
3, starting on the outside front row. Kind of a, I don't know, don't quite have enough for the 1, but a little bit quicker than the 4, the 6, and the 5 behind, so I'm going to hope that I can try to get away from them. Outside line
Take your time.
obviously
That's
is
happening to
in
me.
play here, so we're going to see what I can do on the
It's taking
outside
time for me too.
and
I
hope
totally
that
get it.
I can try to just slot in behind the 1, hold second. I don't think I'll really have a shot at
Oh
beating
well.
him, but
More extra week to
maybe I
start.
can try to just do something. I don't know. Outside's in play, like I said, so in theory this should be better, but it's
Best feeling
also
in the
really
world.
tight on exits out of 2 and 4, so I don't want
I don't
to
know what we paid for.
get in between somebody and the wall and end up killing my race too, so just see what we can do. Hope that the 4 doesn't get a great jump behind.
All right, Jake, get ready.
1 gets rolling, 4 gets a good jump.
Go.
It's just the perils of me starting a race in second. Never very good in that spot. So we're just going to try to make the outside work as best as I can. Pull in front of the 4. And that works out pretty well. 6 actually able to do the same thing on the outside. Want to watch the 1 and learn from him. Looks like he's not quite dominating as much, at least that time through 3 and 4 is what I am. Running it up a little bit higher. When I was in practice, I was kind of running right around the seam, strip of pavement.
The leader has just done a 19.50. That last lap was a 19.
Don't expect to beat him very often, but if I can hang with them over the course of the race, then I'll be really happy about my progress in the SKs. Although I really overcooked the entry and almost nailed the wall out, so it's not good for the right front. One away from everybody behind, so it's kind of shaping out how I expected it to be. Just not quite good enough to get to the 1, but better than the field behind. 1's got a ton of iRating, the 2's pretty high up,
P2.
me, and then a pretty big drop off back to the 4 in terms of raw values for iRating, so just a little too much throttle too early, slide, big wreck behind. It's going to take out a couple cars at least.
19.49.
Not too far off from the fastest lap from the 1 in terms of my fastest lap, but overdriving entries.
All good, man. It was an accident.
I feel like you can push it
Consistency.
a little bit
Keep
more
going.
through 1 and 2 than you can compared to the 3 and 4. Got some of the stronger cars that were involved in that wreck, so I wouldn't expect too much pressure from behind at this point.
The lap time was at 19.60.
I just running a really high line through 1 and 2. I actually ended up slower on that when I practiced compared to when I ran, like I said, right around the seam of the pavement, but Exhaust is obviously able to do something that I can't do. Just keep digging. This is just a race this week in a line that requires a lot of confidence that you have the car set correctly for the exits out of the corners. So you got to commit to the throttle a lot earlier than you feel comfortable with, and you can easily grab the wall if you do it at the wrong time. Losing a little bit of time to him now.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Just kind of hanging with him, and now he's starting to pull back away. You can see he was half a tenth faster the last time by. It's not like I felt like I ran a bad lap. I'm a little bit quicker.
That was a 19.63.
Trying to do what I can to keep close to him. It's tough. He's really good, always been good in the modifieds. So I feel like I'm starting to get there, just still got a little bit to clean up.
19.62.
I feel like I waited a little too long that time to get on the throttle in the middle of 1 and 2.
Your lap time was 19.67.
Looks like he might be just slightly dragging the wall into the corners. It seemed to be affecting him. It may even be netcode, honestly. I think I entered way too shallow that time in 1 and 2, killed the run out. We're hanging right around 6 to 7 tenths back. Pretty steady for the most part. That was a really bad lap. Do a little bit of a cut down attitude to help momentum down the backstretch. It's a little bit harder to do in 3 and 4. I had to lift to keep it out of the wall, and that allowed him to pull away.
Ahead is now 0.
Once you get in the throttle, it kills you in these cars if you have to get out. See, I gave up almost a tenth and a half that last lap by doing that. And that was the point where he says, "See ya." Trying to do what I can to get back to him. Just don't think I have it in the skill set to be able to do it. At least not this week. There's another one. That's what I was talking about. Oh, car's gonna be hurt. That was way too hard of contact. Yep,
Okay,
I
Jake,
just
you're halfway home. Your fuel
stuck
is
the
fine.
throttle,
Gap
hoped
to
that it was gonna
Renowski
hold
in
off
front
the
is
wall,
now
and it didn't.
1.44. That was a 20.0.
Ah, rookie mistakes trying to push hard when I shouldn't have. It's the difference between me and him. He's never gonna make that mistake. I am.
Hausler is getting closer. The gap's now 1.56.
I gotta hope that
That was
I have the pace to stay ahead of the
20.0.
one. See, he was closing down quite a bit. $18 to go. See what
You've just done a
gap was the last time
19.73.
by. It's 1.6.
Renowski ahead is now
Yeah, we ran
1.51.
basically the same time. Actually, don't feel like it hurt the car massively. I mean, it threw alignment out a little bit. So unless Mitch is really laying off now, lap times are still somewhat similar, but I'm guessing he's probably backing it down at this point. Need to run a little higher next time through 1 and 2. At least the bright side is, if I keep this up, I should at least be able to stay in second. Which I would have hated throwing away a second place finish from a dumb mistake like that.
The gap to Hausler behind is now 1.63.
A little bit of a cut down seems to help. If you do too much, it ends up kind of killing the run at the extreme exit of the corner down the straightaway. Top three are all pretty close in lap times to the fastest the last time by. Pretty similar. Had a really bad 3 and 4 that time. Oh, did it again. Had to jump on the brakes to keep it from getting in the wall. Just too early on the throttle.
Outside behind is now.
The right front's getting a little warm, so it's reduced grip in the center of the corner off. I'll tend to go when I cross the line. Be entering the last quarter of the race.
That lap was at 19.92.
Haven't seen any lap traffic at all besides the ones that pulled on the pit road from that wreck. Trying to run a little bit quicker. The car definitely feels like it's slowed down a little bit, but I could just be overdriving it. It's definitely dropped off. I have hurt the tires bad. Mitch is continuing to pull away. Evan is closing it in.
The gap to Hausler behind is now.
I gotta start turning faster laps, otherwise the 2 is gonna be all over my back bumper.
Your lap times are improving. This is good. Your last lap time was at 90.87.
He's 1/10 and a half faster than I am. Which is crazy because he was coming through the back of the field as well. Do what I can to fight him off. Based on the pace he's going, he'll be here in 3 more laps. So you can see that's going to leave him with 2 laps to try to get around me. So before I hit the wall, felt like I was doing most things right. Obviously the one quicker. Try to hit the wall, don't do what I did.
That lap was at 19.82.
Just trying to do what I can to run as fast as I can to buy myself some extra time. Not grab the wall like that again.
You've just done a 19.95.
I have to try to block the 2. He's going to try to look underneath me. He'll have 2 laps to settle it. So many unforced errors this race. I was working on the inside. I was working the extreme outside. Almost got in the wall again.
2 laps left.
Defend that
You're looking
seam.
good for a podium.
So I can't give him a run to the inside, but don't let him to the outside either. It's pretty tough to dive too low to get a run. Just got to defend that outside as best as I can. White flag last time around.
Okay, Jake, 1 more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium.
Not to throw
That
too
lap
many
time
blocks,
was
but
19.85.
just need to execute laps. I screwed it up. It's not going to get to the inside though. Second place finish. Not at all the run that I
Great
wanted.
drive, that's a podium.
Wish I could have been, you know, within a second, maybe a second and a half tops back from the 1. Thank you to the 3 for, or to the 2 for not running me over. Just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I cut down and kind of threw a bit of a block on him. Take a look at tires and then that to see how bad I torched it. 90, 90, pretty similar in temps, wow, so must have just killed it afterwards. Sorry about the overlay there. Alright, so let's look at the last couple laps. There's not really much else to look at besides the, let's see, so we'll start it here with 4 to go. Oops, thought I got the overlay off, sorry about that. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna get the wall here out of turn 4. Probably could have ran a little bit higher, learn how to do it. There's the wall, climbed it. You're gonna see the 2 pop into the bottom of the frame. It was just, like I said, from that second wall shot, the car just slowed down so much. Or not the wall shot, but when I had to lift and jump on the brakes, so. Temps weren't as bad off as I thought they were, but you can see the 2 just so much better from the center off the corner than I was. But I felt like if I drove it deeper in, I was just not going to be able to make it stick coming out, so. He's trying to look to stay in line with me and then try to cut underneath on the exit. That lap was decent. You know, it was coming to the white flag, so he was still not quite there. It kind of takes a look to the outside. He's going to try to look to the bottom. I kind of cut down. Didn't really throw a block there. Just kind of took that line away to prevent the E-run. We'll see here how bad it looks from this view. I guess it really wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought from the other view it looked like I threw a block, so I just was able to try to you know, stay in front of them. So, let's see what happened between the 5 and the 6, since we got a couple minutes to look at that. That was obviously the whole deal. Thought. Let's look at the 6. He was the one that. Here we go. Alright. So he's running 3rd. He started 4th directly behind me, running 3rd at this point. This is when I was not making mistakes and still kind of keeping the 1 in sight. It just overdrives 3 and 4 way up. Does the exact same thing I did, unfortunately. Did it right around the 4. So it was the 4 and the 6. Let's see, I think the 4 is going to get spun to the inside. Obviously, I made that exact same mistake like 3 times, so I get it. Yeah, it sent the 4 to the inside. And you had a couple other behind get in that. Let's see, so the 10 and the 6. The 6 ended up getting hit by the 10. Let's see what happens to the 10. So 10 blows up after that. Did he get run over? I want to figure out what happened, because it didn't look like he made contact with the 6. There goes the 6. Oh, no, he did. Oh, yeah. I'm not really 100% sure what exactly he's doing, because, like, let's look at it from his cockpit. That's just, yeah, I don't know. Comes out of the corner, sees the smoke, maybe he thought he was going to go low, and then all of a sudden, there's the 6. Like, I don't know. I mean, when you see everybody scattering this way, and you just don't ever make a turn until the very last minute when you're already into the car, basically, I probably would have seen the smoke and not seeing another car go down the track. Because if you look out ahead, I mean, it's definitely the key. Obviously, we have the non-plexiglass A-pillar, which that helps visibility to the left. But, you know, you're kind of looking out in that area. So as he's coming around, right there, smoke should be seen. You should be looking up ahead, not here. You should be looking up out in this area. So you should see this car up in the air with smoke already. So then, as soon as you don't, like, you see him come back down, and you don't see him spinning to the bottom, and there's no way he's getting himself pointed back in the right direction and up to full speed. So as soon as I see that car there, and I see him nosing this way, I'm instantly going to start looking to go this way, coming off the corner. So I would have already been turning the car to the left, and if I needed to keep the car settled lifting, would have been going to the left and heading somewhere this way into turn 1, assuming that nobody else comes off the wall and he doesn't come back up the track. And the only thing I'm going to look at, you can't jump on the brakes too much because you got all 4 of these cars here, so if you make anything rash, they're just going to pile into the back of you, but you definitely want to be looking to dive low. I mean, you see 3 cars right there make a hard turn left to avoid him. And the 7 does the exact same thing, and he's just into it. Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's avoidable contact. Like, that's a wreck that you should have seen, could have avoided, not like somebody came flying back up in front of you. So, I don't could be wrong about that. Obviously, can't judge anybody's mistakes like that because I made so many stupid mistakes that were not necessary at all. So I look just as bad, but could have given you guys a better run. Just completely dumb mental errors, forcing it too hard. So gotta watch it next time to not do that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know your comments, feedback. If you've run this, what you found successful, how you worked, combination of when to get on the throttle, everything like that, make the car stick out of the corners. Maybe there's a different line that gave you a little bit more grip, didn't send anything outside wall as much. Love to hear from you guys. Hopefully, pick it up, keep the mistakes to a minimum, try to run better next week. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.